Hi, how are you? My name is Thuli the King. Welcome to the Thuli the King Connection podcast. We're going to have a ball today, as always, as you guys know, and we're going to get fruitful knowledge, insightful wisdom directly from God through me. I am God's vessel, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode on the podcast. Yes, it's another episode, and today we're going to talk about hard work, doing the hard work. So us as human beings, we are given this weird curse of saying that if you don't do work, brother, if you don't do work, sister, you're gonna be left out. You're not gonna eat. You're not gonna get anything in return. Once you become a teenager, or so, even maybe some before that, even some maybe after that, you are bound to be responsible for certain responsibilities. You are now told to start studying so that you can get marks, so that one day you can go get a job, so that you can make money and drive nice cars. You now have to work hard so that you can build the type of home where your family can grow in, where your family can now, be developed from. And these things, they happen. We have to now be cognizant of these things that are happening around us, and we need to ask ourselves, what are we doing to be maximizers, if there's such a word, of our potential, which is through hard work. Now, the definition of hard work is doing the necessary and basic thing. Doing necessary and basic things is what we call hard work. Because basic, it talks and evolves around boring, mundane, normal, ordinary, maybe not even ordinary, but things that are not sought after, things that are not even easy to implement, but they need to be done, and that's where the necessity comes from. And what we see from this definition that I have coined is that we are honestly choiceless, but to implement these things. So, you wake up, bro, and you are in high school, you are in grade 12, and you want to go to, to that university you've been dreaming about and dreaming of. You see that? The issue here is that for you to make it to that end, and probably you had done it before, but now you need to be cognizant of it, is that you need to study. And no one wants to study. But everyone who wants to pass, everyone who wants to be an excellent, if you can call it, passer, or an excellent achiever in academics, has to go and do the hard work, which is not difficult, but it's not easy, and that being necessary and basic work. Are you ready to do the necessary and basic work? Because not everyone is going to study. Some people are going to watch Netflix. Some people are going to go out and play soccer. Some people are going to spend time with their boyfriends and girlfriends, even though it's temporal, it's only 2 months, but they're saying forever until we died. You and I, we are together until we die. But it's only for 2 months. And now they're investing into that. Some are building businesses. Some are sleeping. But some are studying. And that's the point. At the end of the day, within the industry that you're interested in, within the constructs of reality you want to swerve into, you need to direct your powers, align your energy towards that specificity. Now, what does this look like? You want to be a millionaire. The first way for you to start to be a millionaire is to know what is a millionaire. And some people, they think a millionaire is only a person who wakes up and has cars and has money and is in big houses and all of these things. It is not limited to that. It's way more than that. You need to ask yourself, how did they get to be a millionaire? And that's the first hard work, which is to think. And a lot of us are not doing that very well. We need to go deeper into it. We need to think. That's the first thing you need to do. And no, I'm not on cocaine. I'm just filled with the Holy Spirit. Anyway, all in all, we all have to look into the industry we want to serve in. At the end of the day, it's about servitude. It's about where your value will be needed and where you can offer it. Now, the hard work says accumulating the ability to offer value. Right? And remember, in the previous episode where I defined what work is, just work. Because work is the combination of inputs to derive a process that will lead to a desired result or output. Now you need to get those inputs ready so that you can have that process in flow and in sync. For you to do that, the hard work is getting the inputs and actually deriving that process. So you want to lose that weight. You do. But you don't lose that weight by just thinking about it. It can start there. You don't just lose the weight by reading the books. You don't just lose the weight by paying the gym membership or sleeping the schedule that the doctor is telling you to, or just getting up more and eating less. No. It's the combination of those things and processing them on a consistent basis. And that's where the hardiness comes from, where you do things that you don't want, but you need to do them because they are necessary and they are basic, they are mundane, they are boring. I just want to eat a chocolate, bro. You're telling me to cut the sugar? I just want to eat some white bread and sandwiches and burgers and stuff. And you busy telling me I should only eat my greenies, my leafy greens and that type of thing, my fruits. Come on, man. I'd rather eat a pie. I'd rather eat and drink milkshakes and stuff. So it's easier to go that route and say, I don't care anymore. I'm leaving the hard work. But at what cost? At what cost? And every time, we need to understand that we have a binary choice. You have a binary choice, though. You have a binary choice to say, are you going to do this or not? And when you do not do this, you're opting for the opposite. It's ballot papers. You cast a vote into a ballot box, one or the other. You have one ballot paper, which is your choice and your decision-making power, which is your freedom. But then you cast your vote into either of the boxes. Now, here's the thing. If you always decide to go against the hard work, it might seem like it means nothing, especially in the short term, maybe even in the medium term. But the more you go against it, you start to build habitual instincts towards the thing you don't want and the thing you don't need. And you want to get away from that, you really want to get away from that. Because in all understanding, no one likes the road of least resistance. No one likes the road of least resistance. But that's the defining merit that sets differences. That's the defining merit that sets achievers from top achievers to mediocre achievers. Just doing the hard work, which is the necessary and mundane work, the basic work. So you just have to choose to study or not to study. Just by deciding to study, just the decision in your mind of the thought already sets you apart from a whole bunch of people who decided not to study. Then when you implement studying, you have set yourself apart from so many people who had decided like you in the beginning, but had decided not to actually take action on their decision. You set yourself apart. So let's say in 100% of people, 50% will decide to to study. They'll just want to study, and they have it in their minds, in their brains. Then of that 50%, in fact, let me say it like this. It's 50% of the 100%. Then the 30% of the 100% are the ones who actually decide to study, right? Hard work. They're doing the basic and necessary work. Then of that, only 10% of the 100% will consistently study. Only 10%. And the ranges will then differ according to the amount of consistency and delivery or intensity that one puts into studying. And this goes for everything. To read or not to read. And it just keeps going down that way. You have to make the choice, bro, to say, Gucci, yeah, I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. To pray or not to pray. To go and talk to my future wife or not to talk to my future wife. It's your choice. Other guys will take her and snatch her from you. At the end of the day, you need to find a wife. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. A wife doesn't find you, you find a wife. In the morning to go and exercise, to wake up or not to wake up, to snooze the alarm clock or not to snooze the alarm clock. At the end of the day, it's merits according to our own decisions and to the level we implement our decisions. And that's what it's all about, bro. That's what it's all about. Now, there's something I call the power of references. When you have references of what you have done, and there are days where it feels impossible to do the thing that you ought to do, the hard work, but you had already pre-stimulated yourself, or you had preempt yourself into doing the right thing and doing the thing that you believe was best for you, but it was hard doing it. When it was hard to implement it, it was necessary and basic, but you didn't like doing it, but you did it either way. You start to build a track record. You start putting your ballot paper into the ballot box you want to vote into, right? When that happens, you are building a stack of references to say, no man, but I am being hassled by this thing, but look at my track record. I actually can consistently, I can actually implement and achieve the thing that I want to do. And this is what we should think. This is what we must have in mind. That when you implement something today, it's not only for today, it's for the future. So they can use it as a reference and say, I have done this before. For example, should I share this? I can today go and speak in front of an audience of thousands because I've done it before. I've spoken in front of hundreds. I've spoken in front of not thousands, but like a couple of over 1,000 people altogether, maybe over 2,500 people, maybe even over 3,000 people altogether that I've spoken in front of. That experience of me having to start in front of a group of 30, and I was scared and I didn't know what to say or what to do, to a point where I was speaking in front of a whole assembly of 800, 900 people, and me accumulating those experiences of say I'm gonna go against the limitations I put on myself, of fear, of thinking I can do it, of thinking that it's hard, and I just did it either way because I felt like it was necessary for me to do it. And though it's basic or it's mundane or it's differentiated and not everyone is doing it and I don't even need to do it, but to me, I felt the need to do it. I now have a track record to say today I can speak in front of almost any crowd. And you have a reference which will help you to achieve bigger and better than what you have limited yourself to. So now You need to take the opportunity and say, I am going to do the hard work. Now, hard work always has some awesome results. It always does. It does not, I don't think there's a huge disadvantage to implementing hard work. I can't think of any. Because even if you fail at doing hard work, so for example, you study for the test, you passed, but you didn't hit the mark that you wanted. And then, Oksalayo, you passed the test. You didn't hit the goal you wanted, but you passed the test. And maybe all in all, what it's all about is to lead you into a certain direction and niche you are supposed to be in. Maybe you learned that subject you are studying is not for you. Maybe you do fail the test. When you do fail the test, you learn what not to do next. So at the end of the day, hard work always has a great result. Always has great outputs. And I think we should be confident in doing hard work because it is the very nature of humankind, which is to always push against the limitations, always push against what we have created as a construct against ourselves. Now I urge you, as we get on this journey together, and say to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, let's go and do the hard work. The necessary, yet basic, mundane, or, the unsexy work. Let's go and do it. Let's go and clean the house. You want to have a mansion, but you can't clean your 2-room house. You can't keep it in check. How are you going to keep this mansion in check? You want to go and drive a Lamborghini Urus one day. However, you have not learned the science of the road yet. You don't have a learner's license. You have not gotten a driver's license. Go through that hard work system and process and accumulate what you need to accumulate so that you can get to the end result that you want. That hard work is what we are fighting for. Yes, it does happen that some people get away with easy work. It happens. There are these people who call cheese boys and cheese girls. They're overprivileged. They're privileged and then they're the overprivileged guys, and they wake up in families which have an abundance of resources. They have all the pleasures in the world. They don't even need to do their best at work because they know after they're done at school, they can get a job at their parents' company and all of these things in their parents' business. Wherever it is. However, at the end of the day, we are competing. And if you can do one thing, just keep pushing yourself and keep pushing to the limits. There is no ceiling. You create your own ceiling. Go and keep pushing because you are competing against these people who have all these advantages. And it might seem unfair, but make it unfair for them because you do more than they can do ever in a speck of a lifetime, ever in a speck of an imagination. Do more than they can even imagine. And they ask you, why are you like this? Are you superhuman? Are you crazy? What's happening with this guy? He's delirious. You gotta go and be that cow. You gotta be that angry cow, that stubborn mule. You have to go and be that feisty tiger. It's your chance so that you can implement. It's your turn so that you can become the new mogul. It's your turn so that you become the new speck within all of the options that we have that makes an impact. At the end of the day, you can not decide how you are born, but you will decide what you die as. And that's what we should all be fighting for. And at the end of it all, real hard work humbles you and reminds you of sheer reality. Because the moment you start to do disciplined hard work, you know what's going to happen? You are going to understand the reality of life, that life is truly hard. Life truly has no fairness. Life truly is about compromise. Life truly is about looking out for yourself. Life is truly inherently about loyalty, and maybe eventually which will lead to love, the definition of love being loyalty. At the end of the day, we need to understand that it leads us to become better people. Real true hard work, when you have it, you become humble. You become to understand the specs of reality. You become to see clarity and vision of the society and of yourself. Because you can now learn your weaknesses, you can now learn your strengths, how to maneuver, how to build on them. You can learn your goals, whether they're realistic or not. Are you hitting nowhere to be found? Are you a trailblazer and giving it a try and attempting new? Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't. But the real hard work, if you haven't begun it, will help you in determining whether you are on the right spec of reality or not. Because it will teach you humility. It will teach you reality. And I think this is one of the main points for me. Hard work doesn't have to make you happy. It doesn't have to make you happy. But for me, my definition of happiness, or rather, what I think is more important than being happy, is becoming productive. Creating the thing that you always wanted to create. Doing the thing that you said you're going to do. Holding on to your promises. Providing. Because then you tend to cater for the innate, inherent, the normal, deep biological calling of yours, which is to make life a bit easier and simpler, which is to sustain yourself by food, by getting all the resources that you need. And it doesn't always have to make you happy, but it always has to bring outcomes. It always has to bring outputs. It also always has to derive a process. Be patient on this journey and don't worry too much. Let us go on the hard work journey and let us grow. Hard work is very important and it is necessary. It is the best thing for us. And if you can make hard work your first lover, it will take you anywhere you want to go. It will take you anywhere you want to go. If you want to be the best pianist, you can become that. If you want to become the best podcaster, you can become that. If you want to become the best leader or the best singer, whether you have the tools or not the resources, but because your hard work outshines everyone's, you then can become the best. Just because of hard work, because you've made it a habit. That habit of hard work, if you can make it your first love, you will achieve everything that you want. And I hope that was an amazing episode to you. Tell me what you think in the comments. Share it with other people so that they can hear such great content as well. Click the notification bell so that you might not miss any more episodes that I post. I and my team, we try to give you the best quality content that we can. And the vision is for you to grow personally, to become the best version of yourself. And I believe I am allowing God to be a vessel. I'm allowing myself to be a vessel of God so that you may hear God's voice directly from me. Which might be an exaggeration, but that's what I am attempting to do. And I hope you can see the vision. Subscribe if you haven't, and like the video. Thank you so much. My name is Thuli Molefe at Tlankis Lounge, who have endorsed us with this wonderful property. You'll see more about them in description. Go and book this place for yourself, and have your own private parties here, your private functions, and anything you have in mind, even production work, you can do it here, and it would be dope. It's a dope place to be at. And I hope you guys stay blessed. Wait until the next episode. May God bless you and keep you. I love you guys very much. Stay blessed. The Thuli the King Connection podcast. Hola.